You're coming off the win at the Apex in June. Now you're already here on Fight Island. Can you just describe what it's been like making this quick turnaround in terms of your training and travel?
Well, the travel has been pretty crazy, but I mean, my training is always the same. I'm always in the gym, I'm always working hard. So this wasn't really like everyone calls it a short notice fight, but man, my last two fights, I trained I started training hard in like January, so I've been training hard all year. So fighting here just makes sense.
We just had the bantamweight title fight on Saturday. Can you describe, just as a contender, what it's like to be in the UFC, to be in this weight class, when you have all of these awesome major players active in the title picture?
I mean, I look at bantamweight as the most stacked division in the UFC right now. I mean, it's insane how many big names and talented guys there are. Probably 1 to 20, and to be in that mix, it's amazing. It just means, that I got to be the best athlete I can be, because, there are no easy fights at the top. And, after watching that title fight this weekend, I feel like, I'm not that far away from a fight like that.
Everyone knows about what's been happening with your personal life and losing a family member, and I'm sorry about that. I do want to ask, having these two fights back-to-back in the pandemic, how has staying active as a fighter in training just helped you?
I think it's going to help me, work through everything. You know what I mean? Fighting has definitely been one of the most positive things in my life, and it's helped me conquer a lot of hard things. Fighting taught me, how to kind of deal with the hard times. Fighting isn't easy. Fighting's the hardest sport there is. We definitely don't get enough credit, and fighting teaches you to be tough and stay mentally strong all the time, no matter what's happening. Even if you're getting your ass hit, you got to keep pushing, and that's something as a fighter and as a man that I've done through all this.
I appreciate that. My final question, just Jimmie Rivera, tough veteran. Can you describe what he brings to the table?
Jimmy's one of those guys who stands in the pocket, sits down and punches and tries to figure it out like that. I think Kelleher was kind of the same way, maybe a little bit more dynamic than Jimmie, but Jimmy's a little bit more technical, a little more explosive. I don't know. I look at Jimmie like kind of like a dying breed in MMA. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that really is kind of one-dimensional, fights in one stance, can't really move, but is really good at what he does. Really good, really fundamentally sound. But this game is constantly evolving, and I don't feel like Jimmie's involved with it.
With this schedule, I mean, bouncing right back from the big win and getting this one, like, is that kind of who you are as a person, fighting through, a tough time in your life and kind of making the most out of a bad situation by staying active in your fight career?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the kind of person I am. I don't like to sit around and feel self-pity or, feel bad for myself or be sad. I like to just kind of dust myself off, get up and keep going forward and be the best man I can, not only that, but like, what's the only thing I can do now, for my brother is just live the absolute best life that I can, so, I'm just taking advantage of every opportunity I can get and, trying to leave no stone unturned.
Can you kind of walk me through how this fight exactly came together? Because we had heard that Jimmie had tried to jump in and fight Frankie Edgar when we heard that Pedro Munoz was out because of the COVID-19 testing. And then I know you were out there with a fight, or there was rumor about a fighter. Like, how did this actually come together? Because I know it was kind of weird, like how you two ended up fighting each other.
So Jimmie and I were going to fight in August. I got a phone call about fighting Jimmie in August, and then the fight popped up with Frankie Edgar. Jimmie and I both submitted our names, and since we had argued that we were going to fight in August, as soon as the Edgar fight fell out, that's how this fight came out.
Were you disappointed at all you didn't get the Edgar fight?
Yeah, I was absolutely disappointed not to fight Frankie. He's absolutely one of my favorite guys to watch, and it would have been amazing to share the cage with a legend like that. But Jimmie Rivera is no slouch either. He doesn't have the accolades that Frankie Edgar does, but he's one of the toughest dudes in the bantamweight division, so I'm happy to fight him too.
And last one for me, Cody, this is another chance for you to fight at featherweight, although I think we're all kind of looking at this as a bantamweight fight. Is that kind of the way you look at this? You don't have to cut as much weight. You don't have to kill yourself to get down to 135. But obviously, Jimmie has a name at bantamweight. You have a name at bantamweight. But you guys aren't, actually fighting at 135 for this one.
Oh, I love the 45-pound fights, man. It's a whole different ballgame for me. I actually get to enjoy myself. You know what I mean? I don't have to actually kill myself to make weight. There's no way we could be having this conversation if I was making 135. I wouldn't be in any kind of shape to even talk on the phone. But I'm 5 pounds over. I just went and cut 5 pounds in the hot tub. So I mean, it's a pretty smooth step to me at 45, man. But 35 is a different ballgame.